There are places that are replete with banqueting tables. So welcome, with music attached, a particular atmosphere, light, luminous. And so the caterpillars gathered. You could see them crossing the road and running faster on their many, many feet until they reached the door, and pushing themselves, pushing and shoving to enter the banqueting table. Some along the way that didn't know what was happening noticed the others crowding in the same direction. And so they asked the others, what's happening? Any message from the boss? The others say, come on, no time to talk. Follow. And so they followed. And on the way, the caterpillars were shaking their bodies. They, wow, we had been looking for such a banquet for a long time. So, are you sure that is the right direction? The other said, yeah, my cousin told me. Yeah, the other said, my uncle had been there one day, but somehow he missed his way. So he's coming back today. Ah, look. And they were showing themselves other lines of caterpillars of all colors and shapes. Some bigger than others, some with spikes, some not. Continuing, coming in the same direction. And then there was not enough banquet for all, so the banqueting tables looked for places, and places started building, and they were everywhere. And all those caterpillars were trying to communicate. It was not easy because they didn't speak the same language. But, well, they seemed to be making it. Eventually, those places with banqueting tables started organizing, putting signs, all welcome, all caterpillars welcome. Please, no rhino, no elephants, no tigers or hyenas, only caterpillars allowed. But actually, some discovered that they didn't look like caterpillars, but as they moved towards the place, they found their bodies changing, started looking more like caterpillars as they added legs. And they were pushing all bushes and shrubs, eating them away, gnawing them away with their teeth, making space. And the heralds were making the way, like John the Baptist. And all caterpillars were going. And they went, and they were going. And there was a rumor of expectation. Wow. Are we still far away? No, don't worry. And they continued. I'm a bit tired. Come on, courage. And the big ones started carrying and dragging the others that were tired. And they went, and eventually the first ones entered the gate. Wow, unbelievable. The banquet was ready with all kinds, all leaves, edible, juicy leaves of all colors, of all shapes, all on display for them. on plates and trays, and they filled the place. It was so good. And they started eating and eating and eating. Stop it digesting, eating again, eating again, eating again. And they were growing fat and giving birth to new caterpillars. And the young ones that were coming up were wondering, what is this place? The other said, haven't you heard? It's the banqueting tables place. Yeah, the inn. Wow, I've never seen such a thing. Of course, you are just born. Ask Grandma. And Grandma described the wilderness where she was before she found that place. She said it was so hard. It was so dry. It was so hostile. But I'm so glad I found the place. And they started eating and eating and eating. And the small ones were growing fatter and bigger and giving birth. And the number of caterpillars born in that place started exceeding those that were outside. But from outside, there was a rumor that there was that place. Like some restaurants call that place. And so they pushed the door. And the inn started feeling small. So they expanded the walls, took over all the buildings around, broke the walls down, and now that place was bigger, more welcoming. And they all ate and ate and ate and reproduced. And you know at the end what happened. There was a time they started feeling uncomfortable. It happened all of a sudden because they were living in timelessness. They never realized that outside time was running and time was running out for them. So they started feeling, and one was telling the other, eat a bit more. And the other said, no, I think I have a stomach upset today. I'm not very hungry. Come on, see that beautiful leaf. Oh no, thank you, tomorrow. They just became restless. Eventually, they all started taking chairs and armchairs and started sticking to it, like those people that like their chair and don't want to change. Even in our house, there's a chair for the boss. There's a chair for Madame. And so they found their chairs, started attaching themselves, and the caretaker knew what was happening. So he opened all the windows, and the door. And then all the caterpillars were now stuck to their chairs, and they started enveloping themselves. I think he's feeling cold. I think I'm feeling cold. And they wrapped themselves in blankets that they were producing because they were so good, so industrious. They wrapped themselves, and then for a while, that place became silent, where the last caterpillar was now wrapped. And somebody put her head through the door and said, what happened to your place? Is it so silent? And the caretaker, the wise man, said, don't worry. It's okay, we need a rest. And there was silence for 2 weeks. Nothing happening. Just like Jesus in the grave. Silent. And then one morning, you started hearing cracks. And one by one, two by two, the chrysalis started cracking open. And wow, what an apotheosis. All butterflies flying through the windows, through the doors. They needed no chair anymore, no corner, no crack anymore. They were all rushing out in a wind. And outside, people were, wow, incredible. I think I'm going to think of moving to that banqueting place. It was so beautiful. But you notice one thing. The place became empty. All the butterflies had flown out. But as they were doing that, from afar, you could see new caterpillars coming and replacing those gone. Such a beautiful story.